tube headphone amplifier AudioValve. The name, Solaris DAC. For the head, that's just a haptic high-end. In front of me, the AudioValve Solaris builds in its noble housing with full insight into the inner workings. I have the Solaris in the version with USB converter card, so the DAC option in front of me. In addition, there are the regular analog inputs for line signals. Input 1 and 2 each share a pair of XLR and RCA jacks, of which only one pair per channel may be used. In addition, inputs 3 and 4 come as unbalanced inputs. Directly next to it, the Solaris also receives signals from a turntable pickup on the phono input. Another pair of cinch passes a line signal to a recording device, and the preamp output can be tapped on a balanced XLR pair and thus drive power amplifier. Even high-impact loudspeakers can be driven directly from the Solaris, because appropriate loudspeaker terminals are also present. The heart of the headphone amplifier from Castle, but of course, are the 4 solid headphone sockets on the front, which can drive all currently conceivable, high-quality headphones. In addition to 2 lockable combi-neutrik jack sockets for 6.3mm plug-in XLR, the Solaris also offers connection options for 4-pin headphones, Sennheiser, and a 5-pin Stax connector with bias supply voltage. For this report is mainly a Shure SRH 1540 used, the current dynamically closed top model of the American manufacturer. The Solaris is based on a luminaire and the RKV3. The 1982 first introduced RKV series also comes from the OTL circuit of the headphone amplifier. The abbreviation stands for a tube output stage without transformer. The goal of this circuit, low distortion, low attenuation factor and a low internal resistance at the same time large bandwidth. With a mode switch, I can choose whether I want to pass the transmitter-free signal directly to my headphones or, for low-impedance headphones, to send to a step-down transformer. For electrostatic headphones, there is a step-up transformer mode. My Shure headphone is currently playing in OTL mode. The music is supplied in CD resolution from the computer via the USB converter. This transducer was developed by Manfred Penning for the Solaris and the RKV3 and the luminaire and can be retrofitted in case of doubt. It accepts PCM and DSD data in all common resolutions. When installed, it is located on input 4 of the Solaris. This input is automatically switched from analog to digital, as soon as 5 volts voltage via the USB cable from the connected computer. But, clever solved. Incidentally, the converter accepts the data exclusively via USB, there is no SPDIF input. The Jasper Samson Trio is playing his Solar Suite from the album A New Episode in Life Part 2. The Jazz Trio has delivered a well-mixed recording in which piano, bass, and the light-footed drums have equal rights to tell their musical story. The Solaris delivers the same open and dynamic style of playing that I like about this album. Even YTH minimal volume over the headphones, I'm completely in the recording in it. Deep frequencies remain as present as the clear, transparent centers and heights presented with an exemplary ease. For some of my competitors in this category I had the feeling that I had to turn up a bit more. Not so with the AudioValve. He plays quietly so completely that it is a pleasure. What are the musicians doing there? The dynamics in recording and playback is almost banned. The piano strings are depicted plastically. I hear how it goes in the treble briefly and crisp, and how the left hand stimulates the longer strings with the piano mechanics. Below, the woody, full-body double bass communicates with me. Again, I get the full range delivered, solo frequencies from the instrument body and high, clear and distinct frequencies of the game on the strings. If, like me, you've been lucky enough to hear a good sounding drumming in nature, you'll appreciate what the Solaris brings out of the recording, assuming a good headset. Holistic and clear goosebumps are featured on Paul McCartney's Kisses on the Bottom album. The always sympathetic Sertwall is wonderfully close to me, without being intrusive. The excellently recorded record experiences an almost holographic workup via the AudioValve, but always remains relaxed. Once again, all instruments are mapped with the same care. The Solaris provides the crucial part more in terms of space, control, musicality and control, simply more quality. Why in the playback? Let's take another look at the technical details. The ECL85 multi-system tubes used in the circuit can be used flexibly since they are both triode and pentode. You can do preamp and power amp tasks while working with relatively low operating voltages. In the past, they were often used in tube televisions. In the Solaris, a possible heat or hum of this triode pentode type with a corresponding control circuit is suppressed. The control grid characteristic of the tube is also smoothed. After an operational amplifier to control the LF signal, the first tube amplifies the signal as a triode. The second ECL85 provides the phase inversion for the two series connected power tubes in the pentode mode. In between, the signal for the Prestige output is tapped via Elko and provided to the XLR sockets after a voltage divider. The transformer used, for the corresponding output variance, is a so-called autotransformer, a transformer with only one coil without galvanic isolation. AudioValve developer Helmut Becker has opted for a model of the German manufacturer Pikatron from the Taunus. Incidentally, the Solaris is consistently built in double mono. All this the headphone amplifier presence clearly visible through the openings and transparent areas of the housing. This is how piek looks like. Since the tube circuit outputs a good 12 watts per channel, the Solaris can also be used as a classic integrated amplifier. Solid speaker terminals are available. To do this, either the Stax mode or the IMP mode, quieter, must be selected and the balance control pulled out. Then the speaker outputs are wired. With 2 times 12 watts output power, a good look at the efficiency is worthwhile when choosing a box. In fact, it does not work on a Quad S4 stand box with 88 decibels, but the amplifier from 30 watts upwards. With small occupations in the jazz area, the Solaris still works perfectly well, only with more complex or more energetic music, he has to put back a little behind the own services at the headphone sockets. Therefore, the speakers should already have a good efficiency. But what works just as well as the headphone amplification, is its already mentioned possibility to work as a preliminary stage. There are stably screwed, balanced output sockets on the back of the AudioValve. When I connect them to my Graham Slee Proprius Monos, I hear again the same musicality and almost instantaneous speed as over the headphones. As the Solaris even comes with a simple but functioning volume remote control, nothing stands in the way of its use as a control center for the complete chain. Let's get back to the headphones operation. This time as an analog source of the Zuspieler, specifically a high-res player, which I have connected via corresponding NF cable. Roger Waters amused to death is up. Immediately, the Solaris has my attention. The expansive warm keyboard surfaces in the opening piece, the Ballad of Bill Hubbard float through the binaural sound. Percussion, voice samples and electric guitar are easy to set off, finding their own place. I especially like the way I hear the different reverberations on the respective instruments selected in the studio. This makes the event extremely vivid. The drumming in What God Wants Part 1 proverbially draws my head. It has energy at the same time cleanliness in all frequency ranges. Here once again makes a high-resolution headphones like my Dynamic Shure SRH 1540 paid. But even an electrostatic headphone, which I hear with Helmut Becker and Castle in the same piece, is first-classed by the AudioValve Solaris, with the same openness, musicality and control as the more widespread dynamic models. The Solaris is truly a statement in the segment of high-end headphone amplifiers with its additional USB converter and versatile connectivity options. The Solaris tube headphone amplifier with DAC costs €5,600, without DAC €4,600. I can recommend it, given the small change, without reservation. Yours, Frank Lechtenberg from Hi-Fi Stars, Editor-in-Chief.